Welcome back, everyone. Well, the federal government has officially shut down. And joining us on Weather Now is Houston Chronicle meteorologist Justin Ballard to discuss what this government shutdown could mean for the National Hurricane Center and even the local National Weather Service. So thank you so much for joining us today, Justin.
Thank you for having me. It's been a rough year for NOAA just in general, and then we get to this, and now the government shut down.
Yeah, I know, and a lot of us are probably wondering, how are we actually being affected by the shutdown, weather-wise?
Yeah, weather-wise, the good news is, at least locally, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for this, we've had a fairly quiet weather year.
Yes.
So we've had some shortages, some staffing shortages at the local forecast office in Dixon that covers Greater Houston and Galveston, but we really haven't had, that kind of back-to-back sort of severe weather, which is good. But it is a little too soon still to know exactly how the federal government shutdown is going to impact local forecast offices. Again, our forecast office here in Houston has been short-staffed for, I guess at this point, the better part of a year. Critical weather information, we know that critical weather information, life-saving information will continue uninterrupted. That's the great news, right? Unfortunately, the local outreach, like storm spotter training, remains on pause. Because earlier in the year, it was placed on pause not long after Inauguration Day. So that kind of continues steady state. No change is good news, I guess. Local National Weather Service site does list 11 vacancies, but that information I think may be dated because the meteorologist in charge has been hired, and I believe started earlier in the month, last month. So 10 vacancies or so, give or take. Still quite a number of spots not operational.
Yeah, to fill in, of course.
Right.
And, obviously with it being so essential, it is one of those areas that will continue on because it has life-saving information.
It does.
But I do like how you said, we don't know yet how much we could actually be affected by this.
We don't. I reached out actually to one of the public affairs people with NOAA today, and the response that I got back was that we know that critical weather information will go uninterrupted. We know that. Unfortunately, even some of those positions, those PA sort of positions that get us in touch with people in NOAA, those are also being furloughed. So unless there's something actively imminent, like a hurricane kind of coming towards the coast of the United States, either the Gulf Coast or the Southeast, the East Coast, those positions are right now also furloughed. So you've got people who are going without a paycheck for who knows how long.
Yeah, and of course it's affecting a lot of, the employees.
Yeah.
And then you also been talking about the storm spotters that are so important for us as well, because we need everybody to have a good idea of what to look for, of course, when there's any sort of severe weather. And we're heading into fall, which means
severe weather season.
Severe weather season.
Part 2, yeah. And of course those storm spotters really provide truth to what's going on, on the ground. So obviously it's easy I say easy, the National Weather Service issues these warnings, but a lot of times we don't really know what's going on unless we've got boots on the ground. And those storm spotters are boots on the ground that we need. The last government shutdown lasted 35 days. So that happened between December 2018 and January 2019. So it could be, we don't know obviously how long this will last, but it could last quite a while. This was the longest, by the way, on record.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have to keep a close eye on that for sure. And it's really nice to bring it home because, a lot of people do work for the government, but a lot of people do not. So it's really a good point to kind of bring that home here to Southeast Texas. But Justin, you know what day it is.
I do.
What day is it?
Weather Joke Wednesday.
It's Weather Joke Wednesday. Okay, and I'm so excited to have you here. I was like, Justin has to be a part of this every week now. So my joke for you today is, why did the lightning get into trouble?
And you told me this, and I've been trying to think of an answer, and I haven't come up with one, but I'm gonna say it came out of the blue.
I like that. I heard some really good answers, actually. My answer, I like that one, is...
You also heard some really bad ones, right?
I heard some real bad ones. I will not repeat. It didn't know how to conduct itself.
I love that.
Knee slapper. Thank you. We made it. Weather Joke Wednesday. Thank you for being here today, Justin.
Thank you for having me.